Welcome back to this Let's Play of The Legend of Zelda Quest 1. This is part 2. Now I want to show you a trick. When I enter Dungeon 1, you see the door that requires a key ahead. I'm going to head back in. You're going to see that door is open. Now it's not really required for this. I just wanted to show you that kind of interesting little trick here. So I'm going to go to the left and we have keys. And I'm going to destroy all the keys to get a key. And that's really the name of the game, is collect as many keys as you can and try to use as few keys as you can throughout the dungeon. There are ways you can do that, and we'll see as I go along in this playthrough. We have Stalfos here, and the skeletons make it pretty obvious that you can get a key from him. I will cover the first 4 levels in this game within this section of the playthrough. On the left you can see the items that I'm going to get in this section of the playthrough in that exact order. So we're just collecting keys, going to the right here, and we are going to find the compass. What the compass does is it tells us where the enemy is within, well, I should say the dungeon boss is within the level. But it's kind of hard to see without a map. More keys, but we're going to avoid them. Now this is a little tutorial section. We have gels here. We have a locked door to the left. We kill all the gels, nothing happens. We move the block, guess what? Boom, the door opens. Eastmost Peninsula is the secret. What does that mean? Well, we won't know until we find the map, which is right here. The Eastmost Peninsula, as we can see, is the dungeon boss, where the compass is flashing. But we're gonna go north. Go north, young man, go north. And what I'm going to do is, these are the Glorias. Try to stay far away and attack. Makes it much easier. We're going to go to the left. We have traps here we're going to avoid. Just keep walking. We're going to try to trick them there. There we go. Make them flinch. 2 for flinching. And then we have the bow, which we get really early in the game. It's not really necessary within these first 4 levels, but we get it. But it's really useless without the arrow, so we do need to get that. Now heading our way to the dungeon boss. Go to the right. Now I do want to make sure I kill these Glorias because I will get an item here. There'll be an item drop. Oh, and I went right on top of it. And that was the boomerang. It's a great item. So with this we have to be careful of the wall masters, because if they grab us, going to take us all the way to the beginning of the level. We can see how the boomerang comes in handy here. I don't want to touch that stopwatch until I kill all the wall masters. There we go. Alright, so we have Aquamentus. This is the dungeon boss. With the magical shield, we're able to deflect his attacks, and by having a full hearts, we're able to shoot our sword and just avoid getting close to him, and victory ensues. We get our first section of Triforce. We need 8 in order to enter the final dungeon. We have our first piece of Triforce. Now on to level 2. Now we've actually passed level 2 a couple of times in the last playthrough. It's kind of a tricky little spot. Just kind of avoid some of the enemies here when I can. Try not to get hit. But I'm not always successful, but that's okay. Making my way now to the left. This is where we're going to get to level 2. And up we go. We're going to encounter a new enemy in this dungeon. And these snakes are referred to as ropes. Now there is a trick to this. If you stay on the cracks, they won't charge at you. However, if you are staying on a towel in their plane, they will charge you. There we are, as we can see right from there. So now really what I'm doing is collecting keys, and ropes are really good for rupees as well. So great place to get rupees if you're ever in need in the first quest. Go to level 2. And you try to avoid them when you can. I seem to try to hit every single one right there. Now we're going to avoid the doors that have keys, like locked doors there. There's a way we can bypass this. We can gain keys, but avoid having to use them. I'm going to show you that little trick here in a moment. So Glorias are good for usually hearts and bomb drops. You just have to be careful in how close you get to them. And these are moldromes. Not too hard with the white sword. And plenty of rupees to be had. You can never have enough rupees. Trying to keep my distance to the Glorias so they don't hit me with their boomerangs. And so if I hit them with my boomerang though, I can stun them. We're going to go to the right here, and we're going to see a wise man, and he's going to tell us a little secret. The dongos dislike smoke. Now that's a clue for this dungeon, because the dongos are, or the dongo is the boss, the dungeon enemy. So basically what I'm doing now is going all the way down, however, bombing my way. This way I can avoid using keys. I can keep them. I am going to kill all these Glorias though, because there is an item that I can gain. And that is the magical boomerang. So kind of interesting, we get the boomerang in the first level and then the magical boomerang in the second. So we have the map here. And there's the compass. We can see where the dungeon boss is, which is actually a Dodongo. So Dodongo dislikes smoke. Now, as you can see, when we blow a hole into the wall, it creates smoke. And there's your clue. So I left the one Gloria there for a reason. That's because it wouldn't take me long to defeat him. So if I killed all of them, and then I re-entered that room, there's a good chance that I would have to fight all of them again. So what I do is I come at him, I wait till he's facing me. 2 bombs, and then hit him. That way I can get bombs, and he's destroyed. And that is level 2, and the second piece of the Triforce. 2 out of 8. Now I have 212 rupees, and I'm pretty close to where I can buy the arrow. The shop is really close. So just to get rid of some of the rupees I don't need, I am actually going to buy the arrow. That way I can use it. Might as well. But there is something to know about the bow and arrow though. When you use it, it actually takes up rupees. It takes 1 rupee per hit. Or per shot, I should say. Doesn't matter if you hit or not. Every time you use the bow, it costs 1 rupee. Here you can see a heart container there, but I can't get it at the moment. But I will be back for it. So there we are, there is the shop with the arrow. Now, let's see here. So I talked about this in the last playthrough, like at the very beginning, if you didn't get a bomb drop from the blue Octoroks, I said go over 2 screens and up 1, that, and then there'll be a shop. That was the shop. And from what it looks like, I guess it looks like over 1 and up 1, not over 2, so I messed up there. My bad. My bad. So this area should look familiar, which is good. It's always good to familiarize yourself with the map. Because playing the game, at first, it can be a maze, that is for sure. It's all about exploration. Open world before open world existed, right? The first game to actually have saves. And without passwords. Now, as I make my way to level 3, I'm actually gonna go and talk to the old woman that we gave the letter to. And I'm actually gonna buy, because of the amount of rupees I have, I'm gonna buy the second potion. Now, the difference between the two is blue, you can only use the potion once. With red, you can actually use the potion twice. So it's well worth the 68 rupees to actually buy the red versus the blue potion. So here we are at level 3. Now these are bowls. Now if you didn't have the white sword, if you only had the wooden sword, what would happen is these bowls, when you hit them, they would split into 2 gels. Now, so it's great to have the white sword because they will drop quite a few items. And as you can see, that actually dropped quite a few rupees, which was very helpful. So, definitely want the white sword by level 3. And another new enemy here, we have the red dark nuts. A compass to see where the dungeon boss is. Kind of trick the traps here. Now I'm going to try to keep my distance from these red dark nuts. Try not to get hit. see if I can do it. Oh wow, that was very lucky to get the stopwatch like that. But usually you try to keep your distance and just, if you have full power on your sword, then you just kind of shoot into distance. What I'm going to do here now though is use bombs because I have plenty of them. This way I can hit a lot at once. And boom, look at that. That actually worked out very well. It doesn't always work out that well. Now I'm going to enter the part of the level 3 where we get the dungeon item, which in this case is the raft. Now that can open up a couple of different areas for us, and you will see that actually part of that in this playthrough. So we have keys, we have the voles, and we have bubbles, which will temporarily dismantle your use of your sword. So you want to be careful of that. So we have voles here, a key. We're headed down, and we can use a bomb here. And going to the right, we have dark nuts. Now here, I could actually use a bomb, go to the right, and that will take me to the dungeon boss, which I'm gonna do. And this is Manhandler. It's all about bomb placement, really. You can use a sword, but it takes a bit. I'm not doing too well with the bomb, so use the sword. And the third piece of Triforce. And I actually do need the raft to actually access level 4. So that is one of the new areas that I'll be able to access. And we're actually going to do that now. I actually am going to finish level 4 within this section of the playthrough. Ooh, that was a good shot. Booyah. You know, when you see those, they're docks. I guess that's where you can use the raft. And I will need the candle because there's going to be a section of this level that actually you enter a room and it will be totally dark and you can't see. Take care of the keys here. Now we have these, I can never say them right, vias, or vire, but yeah, hitting them, they'll split into 2 keys. But if you have the magical sword, it'll actually just kill them with one shot. So usually what I'll do here is I'll use the boomerang to stun them, hit them with the sword, and then try to use the boomerang really quickly to kill the keys. That way, because the 2 keys are going to fly in different directions, you try to get them as quickly as you can, so you can get both of them at the same time. So again, what I'm going to do is the boomerang, stun the Zyres, hit him with the sword, then quick boomerang. trying to kill those keys all at once. But we have Zoles there. I'm not gonna use the candle here. I'm just gonna move around. And I'm just gonna go to the right here. And just try not to get hit, that's all. Now this introduces my most hated enemy of any Zelda game, and that is the light bugs. You have to be very careful because the bubbles are going to knock out your sword use, but if you get swallowed up by the light bugs, they're going to actually take your magical shield, and then you'll have to go and buy one for 90 rupees, and it's a pain in the butt. So once those enemies are all killed, I'm going to move that block, which is going to open up a room, and I'm going to get the dungeon item, which is a step ladder. And now with that heart that you saw with the that was kind of hanging out in the water, now with the step ladder, now I have a means to actually get the heart. I'm not going to get it in this playthrough, but in the next one I will. What this will allow me to do is, as you can see here, is where there is one tile, like the stepladder will take, really take kind of hold on one tile, even if it's water. I don't really know how to describe that, but you get the idea. I can cross water as long as it's one tile length with this step ladder. I am going to get the map just so you can see what this dungeon looks like. Now in some instances where there's like a dark section or surrounded by blue screens, then you can actually bomb in there, and there's usually rupees or some sort of secret or a wise man. So walk into the waterfall. I did want to show that because that is actually a secret for the next level. So walk into the waterfall. And the traps here. I should show what this looks like, just so you get an idea, but I knew what the blocks look like, so I knew how to get away from the traps. Getting close to the dungeon boss. And as you could probably tell from the boomerang versus the magical boomerang, the boomerang only could go half the screen length. The magical boomerang can actually go the full screen length. Now we're at the dungeon boss, which is a Gleeok, a two-headed Gleeok, which isn't too bad. The idea here, though, is you can't block it. You can't block their fire, so you have to be really careful. And get the heart and the fourth piece of the Triforce. And that's really going to do it for this playthrough. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from this playthrough. And until next time, see you, bye.